Welcome to Pathetic, the podcast. We have a special episode. It is NFL schedule release night, the night that I've been waiting for, Jeff's been waiting for, but that kook in his Jets hat, Mikey, has been waiting for this since they announced who they're actually playing. And he has just constantly been, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Well, Mike, it's here. How do you feel?
Great. To me, this is almost better than actual opening night of the NFL season because you're all excited. It's like Christmas morning. You get to open up a present. You get all these games. You get all this stuff to look at. You get to see, when are we playing on Monday night? When are we playing on Thursday night? When are we playing in London? Yeah. When are we playing in Brazil and Germany and Ireland and wherever? Pick a country at this point. We're going to play a game there. So I am all kinds of jacked up tonight, ready for this schedule release to go get into this here. Jeff, how are we doing?
Yeah, I think schedule release does compete with opening day, right, for the NFL. It's exciting until I looked at the schedule and realized what the Giants have in front of them, and we'll certainly get to that. But, to find out when your teams are playing, the primetime games, what days are on Christmas Day and Thanksgiving, it's exciting, so I can't wait to get to it.
I like seeing the schedule release. I do not get jacked up for it. It is what it is. If we were not doing this show, I probably would just wait until tomorrow morning to look at it. Because listen, I know who they were playing. It's just a matter of when. That's the Mikey, the Kalanya shrug. I gave it the shrug right there. But I guess because you guys are so jacked up, it's got me a little intrigued. And we're going to get into it. Before we get to the Jets and the Giants, though, let's go over some of the national games. You know, that like that first week, that opening couple of games. Then we can talk about Thanksgiving and Christmas, which are Christmas. I got to tell you, Christmas has blown, the NFL has blown the NBA off TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's gone. I mean, remember how many times, Jeff, we're celebrating Christmas and all you hear in the back is
right.
That's gone.
Yeah, and we weren't really even watching it that much, but now the NFL is on, the whole family is surrounded by the TV watching. So no matter what the NFL does, they're always going to outdo the NBA anyway, right?
They just
overlap them.
In our house, the NFL has not really thrown the NBA off the TV. It's thrown Home Alone off the TV.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's the big thing. But Mike, week 1, first game, the NFL, if they are nothing, they are MFers. They really are. And they love to stick it to people. And the first game is Dallas at the Eagles. What are your thoughts?
Well, you knew that Philly was going to get the opening game. They're going to go down Broad Street. They're going to put up the banner. They're going to have their night down there in Broad Street with all the degenerates down there in Philly. But my first impression of these national games is you better hope that Dak Prescott stays healthy because they love putting Dallas on these big-time games. And Dallas has done nothing over the last couple of years, but they keep putting them in these spots because of the recognition of the Cowboy name and everything else. But that's a tough start for Dallas there, is to go right into although if you think about it, the last couple of years, those opening games, the defending champ has lost because they're all excited. You know, their energy is done in the first 5 or 10 minutes because of the banner, the rings, all the fans are all, frothing at the mouth here. So, but a very tough spot to go into for Dallas in week 1 for sure.
It's a tough spot, but it's also an opportunity for Dallas to make a stamp on we're still here, right? I feel like people are doubting Dallas, but year after year, this team comes out and doesn't win a lot of playoff games, but they always end up on the dance floor at the end of the year. But I'm not a fan of Thursday night opening. I'd rather have Sunday, have that the opening day, right? It's just NFL is known for Sunday, not Thursday. I'm not even a fan of the Thursday night football. Yeah. I'd rather have it on Sunday and, have the nightcap on Monday. But as far as the game is concerned, it's a great game to have opening night. right? Especially for us, who we have a vested interest in the East Coast teams. Even if you're a Jets fan, you know the Giants, and you want to see how the Eagles and Cowboys stack up in the division. But Mike, you're right. It's a tough game for Dak. Opening night, first game, not warmed up. Can he stay healthy with that nasty defense? But as a Giant fan, I'll be watching to see what we have in store for us.
The thing is, normally, Mike, the Super Bowl champion is not playing their hated rival in that first game. And I honestly don't think Philly's going to have a hard time staying focused on this, because they hate the Cowboys, hate them, and their fans hate them. So I think that they'll constantly be reminded that, listen, you got your rings, you got your flag, you're putting your banner up, you beat this team, and you just put the first nail in their coffin now as we start the season, because I think Philly's going to be pretty good this year.
I'm surprised they didn't put that Kansas City Philly game in that spot to open the season. I thought you instantly get a rematch of the Super Bowl right off the bat. If I'm NBC, I would have been begging for that one to be the number one.
Well, it's because they don't want to hang Patrick Mahomes with a loss right in opening night.
Yeah,
that's why.
He's the LeBron James of the NFL.
Exactly.
Protect him at all costs.
And listen, it's not his fault. It's just what it is.
No, it's not him. It's the league. They love him.
And then night 2, there's a Friday night game now. Friday night.
Oversaturation.
São Paulo, Brazil. You have the Kansas City Chiefs and the I still call them the San Diego Chargers, the LA Chargers. And you're right, Jeff. It's oversaturation, but I can guarantee I'll be watching that game.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, the NFL knows it. They know they're oversaturating the sport. And by the way, I hate the oversaturation, but my ass is parked on the couch watching every game, no matter what time of day, no matter what day of the week it is. I'll cancel plans to watch an NFL game.
Yeah.
So they know what they're doing. What's the game again? It's
Chiefs Chargers, free on YouTube for everyone Friday night. It's a YouTube exclusive game.
Yeah. You know what? It's a good test for the Chiefs to see where they're at. There's a lot of people thinking that they're on the downslide a little bit. Apparently, Travis Kelce lost 20 pounds. I guess we'll see how he looks.
I saw that.
And he looks skinnier, so I believe it. But people are doubting the Chiefs too a little bit. Just not saying they'll be bad, but just they're not the same Chiefs anymore after the last visual that we saw from them. But I will never doubt the Chiefs. It's like doubting Floyd Mayweather in boxing. You just can't do it until you see a true diminish, which we haven't seen yet.
Yep.
You have to go with the Chiefs there. But look, I'm a Herbert fan. I think Herbert is a very, very good quarterback. This will be year 2 with Harbaugh as well, right? This is
year 2 with Harbaugh,
which can only get better. So that's a hell of a game too.
And at least they didn't pick a team with green in their uniform like they did last time.
Exactly.
You're not supposed to wear green in that. And they picked red and yellow and blue and yellow, so they're completely nowhere near green, which is perfect.
Yeah.
So no need to worry about that this time.
That's another thing. You have to worry about what color the uniform is because you're playing in São Paulo. Here's an answer. Don't play in São Paulo.
Right.
Come on, man.
If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Cash. It's all they're looking for.
Now, here's a day that, listen, every single person watches the games that are on. If they're on while you're eating on Thanksgiving, you've got it on a few TVs that you're watching. And I guess, Mike, the first game is Packers and
the Lions.
Is it Packers and Lions, which is pretty traditional. I mean, Lions are always that first game.
Yep.
Now they got the Packers. The second game is Kansas City, Dallas, right? And what's the third game?
Bengals at the Ravens.
Bengals at the Ravens. So, I mean, that's an interesting game too. To be the night game, you go home, you're all hopped up on tryptophan from the turkey. You want to fall asleep, you can't fall asleep because now you got an AFC North rival game there. You guys like that lineup for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it's as American as you can get. You're gonna watch the parade. You're gonna watch the first hour of March of the Wooden Soldiers, and then it's gonna lead you right into Packers Lions. You're getting used to that game. You're gonna have the normal pageantry behind Detroit and then you're
Yeah.
going to sit down and eat. And right after you're done eating, you're going to walk downstairs and you're going to see that Chiefs Cowboys game going on. Probably Dallas getting drilled in that game. So, and then right in the nightcap, as you said, if you're ready to go to sleep and or get ready to go to sleep to go get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go shopping, but you can't because you got to watch Bengals Ravens instead. So
yeah. The tryptophan is usually offset by the whiskey, so you are tired, but you stay up and you still watch no matter what.
True.
Right? But yeah, you look at the lineup. It's on face value, I should say, because we'll see how it plays out throughout the season. If there's, God forbid, some injuries, I'm looking at the teams to see if there's some questionable teams like going into that week, if they'll be good or not. I think the Cowboys will always be good during the regular season. Bengals, Ravens, Chiefs, Packers. These should be guaranteed great games.
They should.
And I love the fact that they're capping it off with Mahomes versus Burrow, because obviously those are two must-watch quarterbacks. But last year, I forget the exact games, but I remember being disappointed when I saw the schedule. I'm like, really? The Giants were on last Thanksgiving.
Giants Cowboys was not a
Giants Cowboys.
Yeah.
We knew how that was going to go. You don't have to be a brain surgeon, right? But yeah, listen, these games are great. Packers, Lions. It's funny you mentioned the tradition. I don't get sick of that tradition. Seeing that Lions uniform out there, especially the Lions.
Yep.
It just reminds me of being around the family during Thanksgiving.
That's true.
Chiefs Cowboys would be a great one. No complaints here, that's for sure. Great games.
And then, Mike, if you get out early, 5 a.m., you go shopping, you get home, and you want to be home in time to see, is it Bears-Eagles?
Bears-Eagles on Black Friday, correct.
On Black Friday, Bears-Eagles. I think the NFL is going to put a lot of their eggs in the Ben Johnson basket.
Yep.
And I'm sorry, I'm praying that basket is dropped and every one of those eggs just break right on the ground.
Yeah.
Because he's to me, he's such a, like you said, he's Adam Gaze without the crazy eyes, with that craziness he has where everything is him. He hasn't even done anything yet, but that should be good. I'm not an Eagles fan, but I will be rooting for the Eagles to kick the crap out of them. Because I'm not a Ben Johnson fan. But we'll be watching them too, right? I mean, what else are we going to be doing?
Again, it could be on 365 a year. We're going to watch every game, even if we complain about the oversaturation. That's why we talked about Goodell, how much we don't like him. The guy knows what the hell he's doing, right? He's making that league so much damn money. We can't knock him, because we're all watching. The views are still there. So
but they'll never fire him because he makes too much money for the owners. So
he'll be there forever.
Then Christmas Day, we wake up. Hopefully there's a little bit of snow, Mike. You out there in PA, me here in Jersey. Jeff, you're going to be up for Christmas, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
As
So
always.
you'll be here up in New York, New Jersey area, a little snow. And then we got that first game, right? Is it Dallas, Washington first
Dallas,
game?
Washington at 1 o'clock.
Again, we can't swing a dead cat without talking about Dallas being in one of the big national games.
I told you, yeah.
America's team, as they say, right?
Oh, my goodness. But so we got Dallas, Washington. We have Detroit, Minnesota.
Yep.
And we have Denver and the Chiefs. And listen, 3 rivalry games. The only thing that can make that better is if Denver is wearing their old helmet.
Yep, the blue.
With the blue with the horse coming through, the D. That would make it for me must-watch TV. Now it's like I'll be sitting there watching it kind of, but must-watch. I would be focused on it. What do you think, guys?
Yeah, Christmas Day, first of all, is probably an even more effective day for the NFL than Thanksgiving. Because for us, at least, and Uncle Ted, you would agree with this because we celebrate Christmas together. Christmas Day for us is, the kids open up the gifts under the tree. We're in our pajamas with a little eggnog, sitting back doing nothing. So to watch football just adds a little spice to that day.
Yep.
Listen, again, the NFL did it. The games are great. Dallas, Washington, I'll be certainly in tune to that. 2 teams that will be good up until Christmas Day. All rivalry games. So there's really
Yeah.
nothing to complain about. So Denver Chiefs is the night game,
Yep,
right?
8:15.
That's the
Yeah.
yeah. I probably would have went Dallas Washington night game. I feel like those teams are going to be at the top of the top. The young quarterback in Jaden Daniels, who's ascending to a star.
Yeah.
That's the only difference I would make as far as the primetime game. But yeah, I mean, Mike, what do you think? I mean, these are great games.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. You're getting a lot of the same teams that we saw on Thanksgiving. You're going to see them again on Christmas. So
Yeah.
if you got into a family argument in Thanksgiving, you're going to have that same argument with the same teams on Christmas Day. If you're with the same group of people,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, they have taken over Christmas Day. The NBA is going to be playing second fiddle to these games. They took marquee matchups. They took rivalry games. They took star power in all of these games. I mean, Jaden Daniels and Dak Prescott in the first game. You got the Lions and what they've done, and Minnesota with McCarthy hopefully playing well at that point. And you have Denver against Mahomes. So I mean, you're going to be locked on that couch all day. You're going to be putting together action figures and dollhouses and whatever you're doing, and you're going to be watching these games. So, kudos to the NFL for doing that and, giving us what we want on those days and not giving us, Jaguars, Colts or Titans, Texans or whatever you want to do on those days where you could just, it's on, but you're not paying attention.
I got to tell you, I'm very happy not to see the Texans in any of these things. I'm tired of the Texans right now.
Already?
Yeah, I'm tired of the Texans.
You're done.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with the Texans.
I like them because I like Stroud.
I like Stroud. I like him
I don't
a
know
lot.
if you remember, they were like knocking Stroud for failing that, not the IQ test or the Wonderlic or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And this guy came out and just tore it up and he proved all those, the scientists wrong. Oh, he's not going to be good because he's not smart. Please.
What Justin Fields is going to do this year.
You know what would make me like the Houston Texans even more? If they got to wear the powder blue uniforms. Then I would be in.
Yeah.
If the Titans can say, you know what, we're going to let the Houston, those uniforms belong to Houston. You can wear the powder blue Oilers. Then I'd be a lot more interested in the Texans because right now they're just a lot of nothing there.
Yeah.
Saturday afternoon wild card playoff game at 4:00 that no one's paying attention to.
No one watching.
It's always either the Texans or the Titans or the Jaguars. Some NFC South team is in that game every year, no matter what.
It's so bad. I'm like about to watch a Seinfeld rerun. I'm like, oh wait, the Texans are on. I got to turn it on real quick.
So let's get into the Jets and the Giants. Let's do the Giants first. I'm going to give you just an overview of what I see. First of all, we knew we're going to have the hardest schedule in the league. The NFL did them no favors by their opening 4 games are brutal. And then after they have a little bit of a break against New Orleans, then they have 4 more brutal games in a row. Then they give them off against Chicago, kind of. And then they have 2 brutal games and a tough game. I mean, you can't get around it, but holy crap.
Well, it starts with the bye week in week 14, which is terrible. That's way too late.
I think that's the latest you can have your bye week is 14.
Yeah,
right.
So the NFL did the Giants no favors. But you know what? In a weird way, I'm excited because the ultimate test is coming, and we'll see where this team is at, specifically the coach. I didn't expect to make the playoffs this year, to be quite honest with you, considering the division.
Oh, yeah.
I knew the opponents before the schedule came out. So I actually don't even care about wins and losses. I want to see how this team competes against the top dogs. And more reason why maybe we should see Jackson Dart this year, possibly to see how he competes. I personally don't want to, especially now with the schedule and seeing who they're playing. I don't want to ruin the kid. But if he's ready to rock and roll, let's go. If Dable sees something that he's ready to get in, let's put him up against, let's throw him to the Wolves. But, I mean, listen, opening day against the Commanders, and we'll go through the wins, losses after this, so I don't want to get too much into it. But, listen, if you're a football fan, look up the Giants' schedule and show me the easy game because I don't see it. Even the Patriots, week 13, I think that I said this 2 weeks ago. I think the Patriots are going to be shockingly good this year with May and year 2. Maybe the Raiders week 17, but I mean, man, I don't know where the wins are coming from. But like I said, this is what I want. I don't want the easy games.
Yeah.
We've heard that when the Giants made the playoffs in 2016, we heard it was an easy schedule. It was this, they got a layup. Now there's no excuse if they can actually do something this year. So as tough as the schedule is, kind of excited to see how they can stack up against these teams.
Yeah. Mike, have you looked at it?
Yeah,
The Giants schedule?
Playing the Eagles 2 out of 3 weeks and going to Denver in between those two is awful. I mean, you're playing home against Philly, at Denver, at Philly. So, and then home against the 49ers after that. I mean, there is no rest for the weary in this schedule. There is no easy games. You're going to be in the thick of it, and you got to be a little bit nervous about them potentially being out of it and having that empty stadium in December, because there's going to be some tough games that you're going to have to play. By the time you get to week 15 and 16 in Washington and Minnesota, those games could be basically home games for those two teams coming in. So
yeah, it's funny, Mike. There's a sneaky way to avoid the empty stadium at the end of the year. Put Jackson Dart in.
That's true. That would be a great time to do it after the bye week. 14, he's got almost a full season under his belt. You say, you know what, we're going to put Jackson Dart in after the bye week. Give him a week to prep and throw him in against the Commanders in week 15.
I would like to see them. Listen, in my mind, looking at the schedule, I don't have a lot of wins, but I would like to see them be competitive.
Yep.
So that at the end of the season, Mara, who honestly, a lot of this falls on him, okay? But Mara 100%. Can then look at it and say, I definitely saw improvement. It was just a rough spot because of our schedule.
Yeah.
And then, and then go from there and then say, you know what, we've got to stop this, roller coaster of GMs and head coaches and all of that crap, and give them another year, especially because maybe the next year, Jackson Dart will be your quarterback. So
yeah.
I'm rooting for, like I said, I don't see a lot of wins, but I'm really hoping that they're very competitive and nobody's really blowing them out. And that could be because their defense is pretty good.
It is. And listen, they might surprise people this year. Who knows? We'll see what Russell Wilson does with an offensive coach. I think that's an underrated, interesting aspect of the Giants. Russell Wilson never had an offensive coach except Sean Payton,
right,
which he did well with. Now he's got a guy who has done well with Daniel freaking Jones, right?
Yeah.
So he might shock people. The defense, I actually think, I don't want to say it's a lock, but I think the defense will be very good.
Yeah, I think it'll be very good.
It's if you look at the roster and the moves they made, it's hard not to be at least competitive. But I think to your point, Uncle Ted, be competitive in these games. I'm not even focused on the amount of wins. I just want to see that exactly.
Yeah.
Just see competitive football. And I think if the Giants, hypothetically, let's say they finish with, I don't know, let's call it 4 wins, but their average loss is by 3 to 5 points against great teams, I want Dable back.
No question.
And
no question.
Let him grow Dart, and he showed something, right?
Yeah.
So
you got to give him a chance with the quarterback that he picks, because he got inherited with Daniel Jones. He got inherited with the mess that he's been dealing with DeVito and everything else that's been going on there. So let him get his guy in. Let him start the process, and if he's that excited about him that they were to trade back into the first round and get him, let's see what he can do. If he said hasn't been this excited since they drafted Josh Allen. So let's see what he's going to do.
Did you hear, before we get to the win-loss, did you hear the draft room conversation that he had, that Shane had with him, or what Shane divulged? Where I don't think Shane was big on grabbing Jackson Dart, because he said to Dable, if you want him and you think he's the guy,
Yep.
then no one's going to care about a 3rd round pick later.
Yep.
Yeah.
But he never at any point said, hey, if we think he's this good, nobody's going to care about the 3rd pick. He kind of almost put it like, hey, Daves, this is your pick.
This is
who
on you.
want. Right.
So
That's
two
weird.
things there. 2 things. Number one, I think Shane wanted Ward. He was giving up the house to get Ward, which, by the way, I'm happy he didn't.
I agree.
That was a mistake. Number 2, if I'm going to pick out of these 2, Shane and Dable, who I want to make the decision at quarterback, it is Brian Dable.
Absolutely.
It's not Joe Shane, who has done nothing in the NFL.
Correct.
Except be an assistant to the Bills.
Yep.
We've seen Brian Dable. I don't like using the word develop, but he contributed to the development of Josh Allen.
Oh, he did.
Right. So if we're looking at who's going to be the decision maker at the quarterback position, not the team building, but the quarterback, it's Brian Dable. So I'm almost happy that Brian Dable is so convinced that he's the guy. What Joe Shane says, I really don't care, to be honest. It's what Brian Dable thinks. So, but yeah, it's, did you see the whole thing, by the way? They had a docuseries of the Giants interviewing the draftees. I think it was just Carter and Dart, actually.
I didn't see. I was watching the Jets one they just put up on YouTube.
Let me tell you real quick, Mike, before I get to you. Jackson Dart is going to be ready to play this year.
I think so.
You said this, Uncle Ted, last week. He's a smart kid.
Yeah, he is.
Dable was testing him, and Dable's tough, man. Like, no wonder Sanders had a problem in this interview. He's a tough interview. And Dable even said, wow, like, this is surprising how good he was doing with like the quizzes and the play calling. He might be ready to play, honestly. But you guys should watch that. This like docuseries all these teams are doing. It's pretty cool.
You know who loves Jackson Dart? Charlie Weiss.
Oh, really?
Charlie Weiss loves Jackson Dart.
Yeah.
Loves him. And he raves about him.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they learn their lesson that they're not going to release too much stuff from that point, because the 2 things that they got released during that Hard Knocks last year, with the keeping Saquon and the taking Jaden Daniels with the pick, with his kid. Let's stay out of those rooms. Let's not have something that's going to come back and haunt you like those 2 quotes that you've just been playing over and over again this all of last season on those 2 things. So, So why don't we get into this win-loss?
Right. So we're going to do – so I'm going to have Mikey – for the Giants, I'm going to have Mikey pick first. I'm going to pick second. And then we're going to have our resident Giant expert pick. Okay. And I'm not going to analyze the games. We're just going to go week 1, what it is, and I'll write down the win-loss, and then we'll see at the end of the year where we're going. Week 1 at Washington. Mikey, I'm going to say loss.
Loss as well.
At Washington, I'm going to say loss too.
Okay. Week 2 at Dallas. I'm going to say loss.
I'm going to sneaky say win there. I don't know. Something might happen there where I think they might finally get off the schneid in AT&T Stadium.
I'm going to give you a little teaser. I think they're splitting with the Cowboys 1-1 this year, but I'm going to say lost at home.
Okay.
All right, lost in Dallas. Yeah.
Week 3, home against Kansas City and the Taylor Swift mania.
Sunday Night Football too.
Listen, I'm saying loss. I can't help it.
Yeah.
You ready for this? I'm going to go win.
I'll
tell you why. I'll tell you why I'm going win. Because I watch every Giant game, and
I know.
You guys do too. But I remember every Giant game.
Yeah.
The Giants play the Chiefs tough every single time they play. They usually lose, but that's with the Daniel Jones and the Tommy DeVitos of the world. I think night game. Russell Wilson has been there many times. I think they're going to sneakily get a win there and go 1-2.
All right. Week 4. The Los Angeles Chargers at home, 1:00. I'm going to say win because those West Coast teams have a lot of trouble coming here and playing a 1:00 game. Mikey?
I'm going to go a loss here. I think LA is going to be a sneaky team that's going to be very good this year. So I'm going to pencil it in as a loss.
Okay. And Jeff?
Shocker, I'm going to go win. Because I think the defense is going to smack up Herbert that day. So give me 2-2 for the Giants so
All
far.
right. Okay, week 5 at New Orleans. I'm going to say win.
I am also going to say win. I think that there's no one who is, I don't know who's quarterbacking them. So
Yeah, exactly.
definitely a win.
Yep. Barring Rodgers potentially, let's say he's not there because we don't know. I'm going to say win too.
All right. Week 6. Philadelphia at home. Loss.
Thursday night.
Yeah. Mike, I said loss.
I'm going to say loss as well.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say loss too.
Yeah, there's not too much to say about that.
No.
No.
Week 7 at Denver. I don't think that's a good spot. I'm going to say that's a loss.
You're going to get an extended bye week, the mini bye after the Thursday night game. I'm going to say that's a win against Denver.
Okay.
Oh, man, I'm 50-50 on this. Since I'm 50-50, I got to go W.
Okay.
Give me a win.
And then week 8, you travel for a Sunday 1:00 game at Philly. That is a loss.
Let's just chalk it all up for a loss.
Yep.
three L's in a row. We don't even need to go over it.
You're home for San Francisco the following week. I'm going to say loss. I just can't.
It's going to be a tough game. San Francisco always plays the Giants tough. So
Yeah.
I will say it's probably a loss.
And San Francisco's used to those coming east a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think it'll affect them as much. Jeff?
Yeah, the Niners play the Giants tough, but the Giants play them tough too.
They do.
I'm not 100% sold on Purdy or the Niners, by the way. I think they're falling off, so I'm gonna give them a win there.
All right.
Man, I'm so delusional, right? I can
Just
tell
wait.
by my record.
Just wait.
Man, I am so delusional.
The next
Keep
week
going.
at Chicago, I'm saying win.
I'm going to say win as well.
I'm going win too.
All right. Home versus Green Bay. I'm going to say loss.
I'm also going to say loss there.
Yeah, I'll say loss too.
Okay. Yeah, because if you said win there, we were going to have to give you a urine test.
My connection will suddenly go bad. I'll be off the show, right?
Sunday, November 23rd, week 12 at Detroit. I'm going to say loss.
Yeah.
I'm also going to say loss there.
Yeah, same here.
Monday night against New England at New England. I'm going to say win.
I am also going to say on principle, I have to say win there.
Yeah, on principle, I'm going to say win. I don't hate the Patriots as much as you guys, but yeah, I'm going to say win there. I think they beat the Pats.
You then get a bye. As we said, the latest week you can get a bye. After the bye, you are home for Washington. I'm going to say win.
Well, if Jackson Dart is coming in, you're going to have all kinds of juice in that stadium. You could easily sneak that one in. I'll also pencil in a win there, sure.
Yeah, and the Giants always play Washington tough.
They do.
Even Tommy DeVito almost beat them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say win, and I'm gonna say blowout. So put
Nice.
BO next to my my list there. I think they're gonna blow them out after the bye week too.
Week 16, home for Minnesota.
I'm going to go loss here. I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to go loss also.
Yeah, I'll go loss too. After a win against the Commanders,
Yeah.
maybe a trap week, I'm going to go loss.
At Las Vegas, week 17, I'm going to say loss. I think that Pete Carroll's going to have them in a pretty good way.
Yeah.
I'm going to say loss. Mikey?
I'm going to say win. I don't know, again, who's going to be around at that point, and it's going to be New Year's Eve week in Las Vegas. It's probably players, especially if Vegas isn't in it, there are going to be players looking around ready to find what party they're going to go to on New Year's Eve in Las Vegas there.
That could be.
Yeah, I'm going to say win.
Okay. And the final week, at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. I am going to say win.
I'm going to go loss here as well. I think Dallas, again, we probably all split, but I had them winning the first game in Dallas. So I think Dallas needs this game to get into the playoffs, and they will beat the Giants to get in Week 18.
Well, according to my delusional potential record for the Giants might need this game too. So I said they'd split with the Cowboys. So I have, I have them winning Week 18.
So my predicted record for the Giants will be 6-11. All right. Mikey is at 7-10. And we will be asking Jeff to submit to a urine test after this is over. He has the Giants at 10 wins.
Woo! Now, if I'm right, I'm a genius.
Yes, that snuck up on you, didn't it? You didn't think it was 10, right?
No, I started getting. I got to tell you, at week 10, I'm like, man, this is going to be like a 12-win season for the Giants. But 10, all right. I'll be very happy with 10 wins. Let's put it that way.
All right, I'm keeping track of all this stuff. Let's move on to the Jets. Mike, the one thing I really liked about the Jets' schedule is weeks 3 and 4 staying in Florida, playing at Tampa, and then at Miami.
Yep.
Because I think this is the kind of thing where I think Aaron Glenn will really galvanize that team on the road, away from everything, and I think that's going to be. I think that's going to be big. Also, I see there. Of course, they're playing in London against Denver. The weird thing is we don't have a bye after the London game.
Right.
So we've got to fly back. So that's going to be tough.
You're playing Carolina, so it's kind of a bye after that. So
Mikey.
I know. Everyone bet the Panthers big in that game now. After I just said that.
So Mike, what do you think about when you like your first overall glance at the schedule? What are you thinking?
So I don't think they didn't screw us, which is nice for once. They gave us the bye week right in the middle of the season, which is a great place to be. A lot of 1:00 games, as you expected, especially without Aaron Rodgers being there. All but two games and the London game are 1:00. So we'll get you there nice and early to MetLife. Get to Rutt's Hut at 10 in the morning. Get your rippers in before you get to the stadium. So, but the divisions they're playing. They're playing the AFC or the NFC South, which is not a juggernaut of a division. They got lucky there. They are playing the AFC North, which is always a tough division to play, but they don't have any of those real big, crazy 3 or 4 game stretches where you're like, oh man, they're going to get killed in all of these games.
Right.
They have a tough game followed by a pretty easy game after that. They play Dallas, but then they're in London. Then after that they play Cincinnati. They play the Panthers. They play at Baltimore. The following week they're home to the Falcons. There's no real stretch where you're like, oh man, this is a brutal stretch like the Giants have.
Right.
Yeah, this schedule, this is the first time I'm looking at it. I didn't look at it before the show. There's no such thing as a cakewalk schedule, but this is not that bad. I mean, outside of your division, you got the Saints, who I don't think are going to be very good. The Jaguars, I still don't think they're going to be good, even with Travis Hunter. The Bucs, they'll be fine. The Bucs are always good in the beginning of the season, and you got them week 3, so that could be a little bit of a dangerous game. Your first 4 games are tough. Steelers, Bills, Bucs, Dolphins, who are tough against the Jets, right? Division game. So the first 4 is going to be interesting, but then the Panthers, you better win that one. It's really not that bad of a schedule, and you got a good bye week too. Week, what is it, 9? I think I saw.
Yeah, I think it's week 9. Right.
Yeah, that's perfect. It's not too early. It's not too late. It's right smack in the middle of the season. The London game kind of stinks. I hate when my team goes to London. Are the Jets a home team or an away team in London?
Home team for London.
Yeah, so they lost the home game, so that kind of stinks. But
Yeah.
overall, the schedule really is not that bad for you guys. So it's a good ease into the league,
Yeah.
so to speak, as a head coach for your new head coach.
Yep.
But Uncle Ted, what do you think of the schedule?
Yeah, same thing. I agreed with what Mike said. First game is so damn intriguing. The Pittsburgh Steelers, because is Aaron Rodgers going to be the quarterback there? Because if he's there week one at home at MetLife, and I'm saying this very serious and not trying to be a jerk, I'm hoping that they don't kill him because Jermaine Johnson is back. Quincy Williams is a monster. And the one area where Pittsburgh really struggled last year on offense was their offensive line. And Aaron Rodgers is not that mobile. And I mean, we could basically put a real hurting on him early. And that would be rough to see. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. I'm still a fan of his. But I am looking forward to this schedule. I really am. I'm looking forward to it. I kind of looked at the schedule a little bit early this afternoon when it was leaked, and I was doing the win loss game in my head, and I can't really remember what I picked. So it's going to be fresh for me tonight too. But yeah, I'm ready to go. Jeff, we want you to do the win loss first for the Jets.
Okay, you got it.
And then I'll go, and then we're going to have Mikey go last.
Perfect.
So, Jeff, week one at home, Pittsburgh Steelers.
You know, the Jets usually, well, I don't want to say usually, but in recent past, in memory at least for me, they do well week one. So I'm going to go win here.
There you go. I'm also going to go win.
Shocker. Also a win for me.
Week two, back-to-back home games. In comes the Buffalo Bills. Oh yeah, you go, Jeff. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yep. In comes your first loss. So you got them at 1-1. I think the Bills beat them.
I agree. I think that's a loss.
They're going to split with Buffalo, so I'm going to take a win in week two and be 2-0 and get Aaron Glenn's extension ready to go right now. So
should we skip to the playoff games for Mike to predict?
No, there's going to be one or two in here that you'll see that I'll be.
Yeah. Week three at Tampa Bay. You know what? I'm going to say loss here. I'm going to say that's a loss. Tough loss, but a loss.
It's in Tampa, or
why did I go ahead of you? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. No.
It's in Tampa. It's in Tampa.
It's in Tampa. Yeah, I'm going to go loss there as well.
Mike,
going. Tampa Bay will win. They'll be 3-0, and it'll be an interesting game Monday night, the following week.
Monday night at Miami. Jeff?
Yeah, in Miami. I think they're going to split with Miami, so I'm going to go loss in Miami.
I'm going to say win because I think that they're going to knock out Tua. And I think that Zach Wilson's going to come in and they're going to smack him around like a rag doll. Mikey?
So I'm also going to say they're going to split with Miami. So this is their first loss of the year. They'll be 3-1 here.
Next week, home for the Cowboys. Jeff?
Man, I don't think the Jets will be this bad, but I think they'll start the season slow. I'm going to say loss here too.
Yeah, I'm going to say loss here also.
4-1. Take a win.
We now travel to Denver. We'll have our bangers and mash in the morning, and then we play the Broncos. Jeff?
I'm going to say win.
I'm also going to say win.
I will also say a win there.
I don't even know why I asked them. And then the next week we come home. So they get to sleep in their own beds a few nights, and we play the Carolina Panthers.
Yeah, my new home, right? Who I love, the Panthers, next to the Giants. But yeah, I think the Jets whoop them. Panthers stink.
I agree. I think they win.
I think they win as well.
Then we go to Cincinnati.
Yeah, chalk it up for an L for me.
Okay. I want to, before I say this, I also want to say I don't think that Cincinnati's going to be as good as they were last year, but I do think we will lose in Cincinnati.
Yeah, they still got Burrow, right? No matter what.
Yeah.
I think they will also lose this game before the bye week.
Ooh. Right. Then we have the bye week, which is great. And then in come the Cleveland Browns with their 5-headed quarterback, the quintuplets. And Jeff, what do you think about that game?
Well, hopefully Legendary is starting. That'd be fun to watch.
Yeah,
him,
that would be.
right. But I hope and I think the Jets will win that game. I can't stand the Browns.
I agree.
Anything
also.
about them.
Yeah, I think they'll win also.
I think they will also win this game.
Nice. And then we have a Thursday night game at New England.
Yeah, I feel like every prime time, especially Thursday night, the Patriots beat the Jets, and it's usually an embarrassing loss. And I think the Patriots are my sleeper team this year. So yeah, I'm going to chalk that up for an L for the Jets.
Yeah, I'm going to say L. I'm going to probably be hearing that annoying horn they play in the back.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I'm going to say loss there.
They're going to sweep the Patriots this year.
Ooh.
So I will say it's a win.
Love this guy. Then we go to Baltimore, the Ravens.
Yeah, that's unfortunately a loss for you guys.
I
no
agree.
explanation needed.
I think that's
I
a
will
loss
also
too.
agree that that's a loss.
Yeah. Home for the Atlanta Falcons.
Interesting to see Penix again this year. Man, that is a tough game to call. It's in Atlanta?
No, it's home.
Oh, it's at home.
It's in MetLife.
Yeah, give me the Jets winning that game. Close, tight game.
I agree.
Jets win.
All right. Home for the Dolphins.
Win.
I also say win.
And I said we're splitting, so that's also a win.
December 14th at the Jaguars.
I am not sold on the Jaguars in any way, shape, or form, even with Hunter. So I think the Jets win.
I agree. That's a win.
Jets win.
Okay. At New Orleans.
Saints are tough because we have no idea who's playing quarterback. So I'm going to go based off the assumption it's nobody, except maybe somebody they use whoever, but I'm going to go I'm going to say win.
I'm also going to say win. I think by that time it's going to be Tyler Shuck from Louisville, but I do think we're going to win, and I'm putting that in as a W.
I will also say win.
All right. Home for the New England Patriots.
Again, Patriots are my sleeper team this year. I think they're going to shock people. I think they'll lose that game too.
I think we'll split with the Patriots, and I think we'll beat them at home.
I already said we're sweeping them, so that's a win.
You didn't. Don't get an attitude, Mike. With that, I already said stuff. And then last game of the season. They're not sure what day it is, but we know it's the last game of the season at Buffalo.
Yeah, the day and the time matter so much, right? When you're picking these games. But just based on the teams, I can't bet against Buffalo. I'm going to go loss there.
Okay. Mikey?
I'm going to go loss as well with a split with Buffalo.
All right. So let's get the numbers here.
I think I did pretty good for you guys.
Okay, so Jeff, you have the Jets going 8-9.
Okay.
Hey, listen, that's for a first-year coach, Justin Fields, first year really at the helm, people believing in him. I like that. I have them at 10. And I don't think that's crazy, but I have them at 10. Mike, you want to guess without looking how many you picked?
Oh, I already know where I'm at. I'm at 12-4 for this team. Or 13-4. Sorry, 13-4.
You have 13, right?
Yeah, 13-4. I have 4 losses. I know the 4 losses. Splitting against the Bills, splitting against the Dolphins, and losing at Baltimore and at Cincinnati. Those are my 4 losses.
All right, guys. So I got a drug test scheduled for us tomorrow at 8 a.m.
At
sharp
LabCorp.
at LabCorp. Right, exactly.
This is not going to come back to bite us in the rear end at all. No one's going to be playing this back at any point.
No, of course not. Of course not. After the Giants have 2 wins, I'll be like, I knew that was going to happen.
Listeners, watchers, I would love for you to email us. What do you think the Jets and Giants schedule will turn out to be? What do you think their wins, losses will turn out to be? And we'll read them, unless we get too many of them, but we'll read a lot of them on the air next week so that we can compare it. I'll keep track of it. How about we do this? The listener who is the closest, you got to be within 2 games. The listener that's the closest will get a special gift from the Pathetic the podcast. All right, we'll figure something out. It might be, I have a couple of old pair of underwear that holes. I hardly wear them now. It could be that. It could
Cheddar
be
goldfish.
Cheddar goldfish. You never know. But yeah, let's do that. If you can be within 2 games of either the Jets or the Giants, pick who you want to predict, and we'll have a special prize. We're also going to be coming out with another episode where we talk about what's going on in basketball, baseball, the Preakness, Mikey Mush's picks. We'll be putting that together. Guys, before we sign off, anything else on the NFL schedule release party?
If I can add one more thing to people that email us, if you pick the Jets and the Giants, you can pick your win total. The closest, you get 2 entries if you do both teams. So do the Jets and the Giants, you get your 2 entries. If you guys are cool with that.
There you go. Mike, anything? You're done. You're exhausted from all those W's.
I'm eating all these W's right now. I'm full.
Guys, thanks for coming on really quick so we can do this thing. People, remember, email us. Check out the link tree that's going to be above our heads. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, whatever you listen on, whatever you watch on YouTube. Have a great rest of the night, and we will see you again very soon.